Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast.
Today we're looking at Prairie Operating Co., or PROP. The big question is it a good time to buy now?
We want to hear from you. Subscribe, like, and comment to support the show. And if there's a specific company you want us to look into, leave it in the comments below.
So let's get into the analysis. We have quite a complex picture here.
Okay.
It's a high-risk, high-reward, independent energy and production firm, an E&P. They're focused on crude oil, natural gas, and NGLs, all happening in the, prolific DJ Basin in Colorado.
Right away, looking at the numbers, they really tell a story of extremes, don't they? I mean, they posted a net loss of, $68.33 million trailing 12 months?
Yeah, TTM, that's right. A significant loss.
But then the forward outlook, it seems almost impossible to believe compared to that loss. What's going on there?
That's really the core paradox we need to unpack.
Yeah.
The current losses are significant, definitely, but, that's often typical for a smaller E&P that's aggressively scaling up, pouring money into growth.
Okay, so investment phase costs.
Exactly. So the bullish case, it rests entirely on execution going forward. Analyst consensus projects the 2025 annual revenue at $279 million.
Wow. Okay, compared to the TTM.
Compared to the trailing 12-month figure of $88.85 million. That's nearly a tripling of sales.
A tripling?
Yeah, and that level of guided growth, it just far outpaces many, many energy peers right now.
Okay, that revenue forecast sounds great, but, forecasts can be theoretical. The sources, though, they show PRP has actually been delivering operationally.
Yeah.
Recently, right?
That's the key point. You have to look at their recent track record to see if that forecast is believable.
So can you unpack the recent wins, the things that support this bullish outlook?
Absolutely. We really have to look at their Q2 2025 results. They were, frankly, exceptional. They reported a 400% quarter-over-quarter revenue surge. 400%.
Whoa, quarter over quarter.
Yes, hitting $68.1 million just for that specific quarter.
That's concrete momentum then, not just a forecast. Did it hit the bottom line too?
It did. For that quarter, they achieved a net income of $35.7 million.
$45 million in one quarter after that huge TTM loss.
Okay, so it shows they can turn production into profit when things scale up.
Right. I also saw mention of some strategic moves, protecting revenue, expanding their footprint.
Correct. They closed 2 non-dilutive bolt-on acquisitions. That added up to 16,000 net acres, expanding their future drilling inventory.
Non-dilutive, that's important, so not issuing stock to pay for it.
Exactly. And crucially, they've also put in place a strategic hedging program.
Ah, okay. How much is hedged?
It covers 85% of their daily production. And they locked in a price of $68.27 per barrel WTI.
$68.27. That helps stabilize future cash flows, definitely shields them from volatility.
Yes, it de-risks things quite a bit. And alongside that, they're also advancing an 11-well project, a big one, targeting the Niobrara and Codell formations.
So continuous operational push.
Definitely.
Now let's connect that operational momentum to the stock price, because that's where things get really interesting, especially for a tactical investor.
Right. Because the current price is around, $1.86?
Yeah, hovering right near the bottom of its 52-week range, which is $1.77 to $10.58. Big range.
A huge range. So it's sitting right down there at the lows, despite that Q2 performance.
And this is where it gets, potentially very exciting. Analysts are projecting massive upside from these really depressed levels. What are the consensus targets saying?
Okay, so the consensus 12-month target is somewhere between $6.75 and $9.12.
So still multiples higher than the current price.
Significant upside. And furthermore, some analysts are even forecasting a short-term bullish trading range, specifically for November-December 2025, of $8.59 to $17.91.
Wait, up to $17 short term?
That's what some forecasts suggest, yes.
Right.
If the catalysts materialize, that suggests a potential upside of 673% to 784%.
Wow, okay, that explains the deep value argument pretty clearly. What about the technical health of the stock right now? Is it showing any signs of life?
Well, the technical signal is sort of neutral to bullish. Momentum indicators are pretty mixed. You've got 7 buy signals, 7 sell, and 3 neutral. So a bit of a tug-of-war there.
Okay.
But what's perhaps more interesting is the accumulation we're seeing near these historical lows. Combined with really high volatility, the beta is 2.9.
And a beta of 2.9 means?
It means the stock tends to move more than twice as much as the overall market. So if the market moves 1%, PROP tends to move about 2.1%.
So high risk, but also high potential for sharp moves on news.
Exactly. It suggests a sharp recovery is very possible on any positive news, given how low it is now. And overall, analyst sentiment is actually highly bullish. We're seeing 5 to 6 analysts rating PROP as a strong buy.
Okay, so it definitely sounds like a highly volatile, event-driven stock. What are the near-term catalysts then? The things we absolutely need to watch out for over the next, say, 3 months.
The Q3 earnings report, that is the most critical event, bar none.
Right. When is that expected?
The timing seems a little ambiguous in the sources, scheduled around November 15th or possibly pushed to December 15th. But whenever it lands, it's the critical checkpoint.
And what will investors be looking for? Just more revenue growth?
They'll be focused on validating that revenue ramp-up we talked about, seeing if that trajectory continues, and crucially, checking for margin expansion. Can they sustain profitability beyond that one good quarter?
So proof that Q2 wasn't just a fluke.
Precisely.
And what about the surrounding market chatter? Sources mentioned some interesting, maybe high-risk rumors floating around.
Yeah, there's definitely noise. Volatility recently increased, partly due to just general market turbulence, but also scrutiny over their balance sheet.
Ah, the balance sheet. What's the concern there?
Well, the current ratio is low, around 0.6.
Ooh, yeah. Less than 1.0 isn't great for current assets versus liabilities.
It's definitely a point of concern. And that's combined with some unconfirmed rumors of unexpected layoffs. So that's kind of the negative chatter.
Okay, but there was counter chatter too. More positive speculation.
Yes. On the flip side, there are whispers. Things like potential management restructuring, maybe strategic partnerships in the DJ Basin.
Partnerships could be huge, right? De-risk things.
Absolutely. And even some speculation about international expansion, though that seems more distant. But look, should any of these M&A rumors or more likely partnership deals actually materialize?
Given the low current valuation.
Yeah, you should expect rapid price appreciation. It could really change the game quickly.
Okay, makes sense. But to balance the thesis, we have to reiterate the risks. This isn't a sure thing.
Not at all. We must be clear about the risk. This company is currently posting large net losses on a TTM basis. The number one company-specific risk is simply their inability to translate that production growth into sustained profitability.
Execution risk is paramount then. Can they actually deliver consistently?
That's the million-dollar question, or maybe the multi-million-dollar question here.
What about financial risk? Given the low current price and that current ratio you mentioned.
Liquidity and cash burn are definite concerns. They're investing heavily. If cash flow from operations doesn't pick up strongly and consistently, then there's a perpetual risk of dilution, needing to sell more shares via secondary offerings to raise cash, which hurts existing shareholders.
Right. Always a risk with companies burning cash.
And of course, like any energy company, PROP is vulnerable to commodity price swings. That hedging helps, but only covers 85% and only for a certain period.
And anything specific to the DJ Basin?
Yes, potential regulatory headwinds. Colorado energy policy regarding operations in the DJ Basin has been, let's say, subject to change. Historically, that's always a background risk. Okay, so summing it all up, significant trailing losses, but an absolutely explosive Q2, massive analyst upside targets, but also serious execution and financial risks. Yeah, that's the picture. So the overall investment thesis, sort of weighing all that, gives PRP, let's say, an 8.5 out of 10 bullish rating in the current context.
A high rating, but with caveats.
Definitely. This looks attractive, potentially very attractive, for tactical traders who are leveraging upcoming earnings and operational news flow. But for long-term investors, well, it's a high-risk, high-reward play. You're fundamentally betting on sustained scale-up and really strong execution in what's still a turbulent market.
What really stands out to you as a final thought for the listeners, something key to consider with this specific stock? I think this whole situation raises a really important question for anyone looking at a small cap E&P like this. Is that recent operational success, that incredible 400% Q2 revenue surge, is that sufficient proof of management's ability to execute? Does it let you kind of write off the big trailing net loss as just the cost of growth, or
does the financial stress, that current ratio, the cash burn, still demand a more cautious wait-and-see approach, at least until those critical Q3 numbers actually land and provide more data? That's really the calculation you need to make before making any move here.
That's a great summary. Remember, understanding the difference between those potentially explosive short-term catalysts and the fundamental long-term execution risk is absolutely key when you're looking at an opportunity like Prairie Operating Co.